When was the first time you realized your favorite actor could sing a pretty mean tune? For us, it was when we found out our very own Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had been a rapper in his past life. And he's not alone. There are a number of other singers, or should we say actors, who have the same story, and we're about to list some of our favorites in today's video, starting with David Bowie. David Bowie needs no introduction for his music career. Instead, let's talk about his equally amazing acting career that included some pretty great films like Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, The Hunger, Labyrinth, Just a Gigolo, and The Man Who Fell to Earth, for which he also won a Saturn Award for Best Actor. Well, what talents didn't the man have? Because so far, we're coming up blank for that list. Take our applause, Ziggy Stardust. Next, we have Ice Cube. If there was ever a jack-of-all-trades list in Hollywood, Ice Cube would definitely top it. He could sing, rap, act, and write, owns a basketball league, and also is a business mogul. After diving into acting with 1991's Boys in the Hood, he never looked back, and let us tell you, unlike some other rappers whose acting really leaves something to be desired, he actually does a great job. Just as the cult following of his hit movie Friday, their praises will be enough to make you a fan too. Moving on, Jennifer Lopez. Singing sensation and rom-com queen, J-Lo has been a pretty common name in almost all Hollywood circles. Honestly, what's with these singers acing every single entertainment medium? The talented singer is actually a pretty great actor as well. She may have her critics, but we've loved her in every movie she's been in. And trust us, there's been a lot. So if you haven't been exposed to Lopez's acting chops and want to begin, we suggest you start with the second act, Made in Manhattan, and The Wedding Planner. Those are really the classics that rooted her career in this field. After that, the iconic Cher. Did you know that Cher is the only artist in the world to date to have achieved a #1 single on a Billboard chart every year in the past 6 decades? And while that solidifies her singing talent, her acting prowess is proven by the fact that she's one of the very few actors who's won a Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival. So yeah, when it comes to great singers who broke into film and acting and found their home in the craft, she can easily top that list. Oh, and speaking of lists, if you've ever Googled her award list, you'll know why people love her so. And by the way, before you discount her acting despite checking out her awards, just know that she beat the iconic Meryl Streep and Glenn Close to win an Oscar. So yeah, name a better icon, we'll wait. Then we have our favorite, Beyonce. Favorite singer, we mean as for her acting, well, we can't really call it Oscar-worthy, but it's passable. You may think we're being a bit harsh, but trust us, when it comes to Queen Bee, we'd really prefer to see her sing her heart out than act it. Maybe that's why she hasn't been in a lot of films. But if you really want to see her on the big screen, we suggest watching Black is King, Homecoming, and Obsessed. Next, another favorite, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hey, we loved Lin way before Hamilton came out, so don't look at us like that. But yeah, if we did have to name one project of his that you should be adding to your definitely must-watch list, it'll be this famed musical. It's an homage to his various talents that include being an actor, songwriter, playwright, and filmmaker. Honestly, if a man's that talented, we don't even question it, we just watch, which is what you should do if you ever want to check out this man's talents. And mind you, Hamilton isn't the only feather in his cap. He's also been involved with Encanto, Mary Poppins Returns, and Moana. Now let's talk about Justin Timberlake. He really brought sexy back as promised with some amazing roles that made the singer a household name back when he was the thing in Hollywood. From Friends with Benefits to Runner, In Time, Trolls, and Palmer, he's done it all, and he has a pretty great voice. So yeah, Justin can definitely be an all-rounder. There is one small thing: we won't rate his acting higher than his singing, but if you asked us, we've liked him a lot in some of his comedic roles, so maybe that's his calling. You watch and decide. Up next, Frank Sinatra. A classical icon and a man whose voice knew no bounds. Frank was a great singer and actor whose work still echoes in Hollywood's Hall of Fame, and the promise of whose voice filled up cinemas pretty much to the brim. Watch him in The Joker as Wild, Guys and Dolls, and From Here to Eternity to understand why we're all praise and admiration for the man. Trust us, you won't regret a single minute. Moving on to Mandy Moore. Remember the crazy frenzy Mandy swept us in after A Walk to Remember? That was when the world realized this girl isn't like any other Disney star and has the voice of an angel with acting chops no one can deny. Oh, and if you really want to see her in her element, watch her in the drama This Is Us. Her acting in the series is crazy good. Trust us, she can make you cry like a baby, but also make you fall for her flat out, just like her husband Jack did in the show. Not to forget Will Smith. This man needs no introduction from us, because if there's ever been an actor whose acting career is larger and much more pronounced than his singing, it's Will Smith. We don't even need to name his credits, everyone knows them by heart, but if we had to name our favorites, we'd list The Pursuit of Happiness, Men in Black, Aladdin, King Richard, I Am Legend, and of course, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Honestly, how could we miss the last one? Also, there's the amazing Selena Gomez. Now, Selena may not be the biggest actor out there, and we definitely prefer her singing singing to acting, but to grow from a Disney Channel regular to a larger-than-life star with all kinds of impressive credits to her name, her journey's been epic. Plus, we've loved her in some of her bigger projects, including Hotel Transylvania, Princess Protection Program, The Dead Don't Die, and the super nostalgic Wizards of Waverly Place. Hey, you can't watch her act if you haven't seen her in Waverly. That's what brought her to the acting world, and it'll always be our first pick to watch Selena act. After that, Harry Styles. The Watermelon Sugar singer may have launched his career on the ever-so-popular One Direction, but his acting has recently been making news across the globe. Of those credits include the super successful Dunkirk, then there's My Policeman, and Marvel's Eternals. It's not an exhaustive list, sure, but give the guy a break. He's just started, and we're sure he'll be adding some pretty impressive names to the list soon enough. Oh, and isn't it enough for us One Direction stans to see the one young man act out a pretty impressive part in the Marvel Universe? That's all we ever wanted was unlimited success for our boy, so to say we're proud is easily an understatement. Let's also talk about Ed Sheeran. Okay, we'll bite. Ed Sheeran isn't a regular actor as the others on this list, but hey, he dabbled in the arts, has he not? And sure, one of his appearances includes that one scene in Game of Thrones that people are apparently still traumatized about, but give the guy a break, at least he got to act in one of his favorite shows, right? His appearances also include Bridget Jones's Baby and Yesterday, both of which were pretty heartwarming to watch. So forgive him for the Game of Thrones appearance already. There are worse people to hold accountable for that show, if you know what we mean. Now let's hear it for Dolly Parton. If you haven't heard the dulcet tones of Dolly singing, we'll suggest you fire up your Spotify right away because you're missing out on some major talent. But while she was known as the queen of country music back in the 80s, she's also become a household name when 9 to 5, a super hit comedy, hit the screens. Parton played Dora Lee Rhodes in the show alongside Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, and even alongside two pretty big names in the industry, she held her own ground and got some pretty significant praise for her performance. Her role in Steel Magnolias was another noteworthy performance, and if you're part of the younger audience, you'll remember her as Dolly in the Hannah Montana movie. Remember her now? Finally, the very hyped Lady Gaga. We're so glad Gaga joined the world of acting, really, because if she hadn't, how'd we get the pleasure of seeing her act and sing her heart out in films like A Star is Born and House of Gucci? Honestly, if you asked us to name a singer of the current era who's acing her game in acting, we'd say it's Lady Gaga. The woman's full of talent, and we think we've just seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to her career. Lucky for us, we'll be seeing her pretty soon in Joker Folie à Deux, and by soon, we mean 2024, but hey, if she's starring alongside Joaquin Phoenix in a groundbreaking role, we're ready to wait. We just hope we get to hear her sing in this one too. It'll be a new experience for sure, considering the dark nature of the movie. But considering how she's pulled off her previous roles with ease, we're sure she's gonna ace this one too. What do you think? And that's a wrap for this video. Which of these singers turned actors are you the biggest fan of? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.